Public forum. We have 3 speakers in the public forum today, and they relate to item 6. And the first speaker is Kelly Bryant. Hi, Kelly. Come on down. So speakers in the public forum are allocated 3 minutes to make the points, the key points they would like to make. And I think Jude will ring a little bell when it's time to finish. Thank you. Okay, Kelly, off you go.
Kia ora koutou, Your Worship, thank you for today. Ngā rangatire te tepu, kia ora tēnā raka as well. Sorry, I'm short. Cool. Kia ora, so I'm here today to speak in regards to the application by the New Zealand Racing Board, around the consent for the application to open a formal TAB in the Enderley by Crossroads area. First thing I'd like to talk to is around the consultation, the public consultation with this. The time frame of notification for the public meeting made by the applicant was not enough time for the community to be able to mobilise and be able to understand the ramifications of such application in terms of the policy itself. For some people it was only 4 days. There was a flyer drop done within a 1 kilometre radius. Approximately 2,000 to 3,000 flyers were dropped, and as I said, it was done over 3 days. Some people only had 4 days notice of this meeting. So the consultation process, I think, needed to be reviewed or redone. When I also contacted the lawyer who was the RSVP from the New Zealand Racing Board and asked him if other local stakeholders were invited, such as the schools and things like that, the response I had was that they were more interested in the residents' views. And I agree with that. The residents' views are very important. However, the local school within the 1 kilometre radius was Te Ararema, and also Te Kohungahunga or Te Kohau House. They were unaware of this public meeting, and they're in the 1 kilometre radius as residents. Other social organisations, unfortunately, were unaware of the public meeting as well. Those organisations, while they may not reside within the 1 kilometre radius, they do work with a lot of the residents within that 1 kilometre radius, and they have a vested interest in the residents because they are the ones who have to deal with the outcomes of social harm. So I felt that they should have been consulted as well. Some of the information given at the public meeting was leading. A summary of the community views has been reported by the applicant to the council, which is not a full representation of the community views. The applicant hosted the public meeting, which is contradictory, I suppose, to other council processes around consultations like this, for the applicant instead of the council or an independent body to actually hold consultation to gain views, such as things like local alcohol policies. We wouldn't have Progressive Foods going out and doing the consultation with the public. It would have to be an independent of the policy, I suppose. Also, under the current TAB, under the council's current policy around TAB board venues, there is a gambling permitted area in the Chartwell area of Linden Court, where a current TAB is in operation, and the 5 Crossroads area is not within that policy. It is not a gambling permitted area. This was a deliberate move by council to protect vulnerable communities like the Enderley area, and we would like you to uphold that current policy as well, due to the very high social deprivation of that area, the very high population of Maori and Pacific in that area, who are very overrepresented in statistics around problem gambling.
Okay, thank you, Kylie. That was your 3 minutes.
Oh, sorry, I thought we got a bell at 2 minutes. Sorry.
That's right, isn't it, Jude? That was 3 minutes?
Yes, that was 3 minutes.
Right, okay. All right, thank you, Kylie. I'll just see if there's any questions for you. Yes, Councillor Mount.
Kelly or Kylie?
Kylie, sorry,
Kylie.
from the Māori Women's Welfare League.
Okay. Kelly, Kylie,
You understand what we're doing today. There is a bar there now that has a TAB and pokies.
Yes.
We're not discussing whether or not there's going to be a bar there or a TAB or
Yes.
pokies there. We're roughly speaking, we're saying who's going to be...
Who's going to take over the tenancy?
So your concern is that the TAB would be worse, not pretty clumsy speaking, but you understand no matter what happens today, there's going to be a bar, a TAB,
there'll still be a
and
bar,
a
there'll
pokies there,
still be a
aren't there?
TAB. However, it will be run under the Class 4 Gambling Act,
Yep.
which the premise that's in there now was put in there before the current Class 4 gambling policy was put in, and the board TAB, by allowing the NZRB to come in and take over the tenancy, we are effectively allowing that to become a gambling area.
So you're concerned that the emphasis on gambling will grow from that facility?
I think gambling is gambling, it's harm. There are no benefits to the gambling. Under the NZRB, they do have a policy where 20% of their profits do go back into community. However, that's NZRB policy. Under the Class 4 Gambling Act, they are legislated to put money back into the community to balance the harm it has in the community. So that's where I also come from as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Councillor Pascoe?
Yeah, thanks, and thanks, Kylie, for presenting today. You mentioned in your presentation that there were some views at the community meeting that are not in the notes that we've received as part of our report.
So I wasn't alluding to the notes that weren't...
You've seen the notes that we've got
Yes,
here.
yeah, I have them as well. What I was trying to allude to, I suppose, is that the consultation period notification was not long enough, so therefore the community was unable to be in attendance. I myself was there representing my organisation of 6 other wahine, very well educated ladies, but due to family commitments, work commitments, we're unable to be there. However, they would have been there with a stronger voice than myself.
You're happy, though, that the notes that we've received from the community, there's some minutes here, there's the feedback from the survey and so forth. You're happy that that's complete?
I believe that is their view of our views.
It's complete. It's complete, though, is it? You think in terms of
word for word, I can't remember everything, but I do believe there are things that have been missed out. For one, I asked a question of what is the benefit to the community of this tenancy being able to change hands, and no answer was really given. There was, alluded to later on around a benefit of employment. However, the applicant did state at the public meeting that the current proprietor, I suppose, Neil and his wife and their staff would be contracted, so therefore there was no employment growth. It's actually staying as it is in terms of employment, so that, in my view, is not a benefit to the community.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kylie, for coming along and speaking.
Kia ora.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.